On March 17, 1966, Rubin Hurricane Carter's boxing career ended after he is wrongfully convicted of killing 3 patrons at a bar in New Jersey. Here's the story behind this monumental moment today on Daily Sports History. Welcome to Daily Sports History. I'm Ethan Reese, your guide to a rapid deep dive into sports history every day. Now, Rubin Carter was no saint. He had had troubles with the law before, but that didn't mean he was a killer. Born in New Jersey, he had a rough childhood with 7 kids struggling financially, and at one point when he was 11, he was sentenced to juvie for assault after stabbing a man who allegedly tried to sexually assault him. But he later escaped juvie and joined the U.S. Army, serving in Germany, where he actually learned to box there while in the Army. And after he was discharged, he was sent to prison after he was convicted of 2 different muggings. He was released in 1961, and that's when he began his boxing career, after honing his skills in the Army and in prison. He was a middleweight fighter, and he got the nickname Hurricane due to the fact that he wasn't that big at 5'8", 155 pounds, but he was aggressive in the ring, and his punching power packed a hurricane. And by 19, he was in the top 10 of middleweight contenders. And in 1964, he got his big break, fighting for the middleweight title, unfortunately losing in a 15-round bout by unanimous decision in favor of Joey Gardelio. He would continue to fight up until 1966 and had a record of 27-12, with included 19 knockouts. But his career didn't end on his own. Sadly, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, because at approximately 2:30 on June 17, 1966, in Paterson, New Jersey, 2 men came into a bar and shot the bartender and a couple customers with a shotgun and a .32 pistol. Unfortunately, Carter and his friend John Artist happened to be in the area at the time, at a different bar, and happened to drive by in a car that matched the description that the police were looking for. Despite the 2 not having any firearms with them and not matching the descriptions, as they were looking for light-skinned African Americans with hair and beards, neither of which matched those descriptions, as they were both darker skinned, and Carter had a distinctive bald head and mustache. That didn't stop the police and the prosecutors from bringing evidence and hiding evidence against them. Despite no physical evidence and only the testimony of 2 jail informants, Hurricane Carter and his friend John Artist were convicted of 3 murders and sentenced to life in prison by an all-white jury. But in 1974, with pressure from the press and some predominant famous figures, such as Muhammad Ali, who helped support the 2 in their appeals effort, even Bob Dylan wrote a song called Hurricane, in which he declared Carter's innocence. He actually sung at a concert at the Trenton State Prison, and they were granted a new trial based on the fact that the 2 informant witnesses they had evidence where they had both lied and perjured themselves to convict the 2 on tape. And the 2 were released on bail, but later tried in 1976, again, with a new jury, getting the same results, including the 2 same informants that they had before. And it wasn't until 1985 when Carter's attorney filed a habeas corpus in federal court due to the way the prosecution had handled the case. And a year later, Judge H.L. Sorkin granted this, allowing Carter to go free without bail. November 1985. And following his emancipation, he moved to Toronto, but he continued to use his influence that he had to help others that had been wrongfully convicted, becoming the executive director of the Association in Defense of Wrongfully Convicted, which he headed up for over 12 years. Unfortunately, In 2012, he contracted prostate cancer and passed away. And there is a great movie called Hurricane starring Denzel Washington, which loosely follows this story. But Carter had a rough going of it, but he made the best of what he could, and he fought for not only himself in the ring and in the courtroom, but also fought for others after he got out. And I know many are grateful for all that he did. Thank you for listening to today's Daily Sports History. If you enjoy this, go tell a friend, say, hey, let's listen to this together and have a good time expanding our knowledge of sports history. And come back tomorrow for more Daily Sports History.